In the current developments of today's news, we have that Joy Reid has been fired. And this is a sign of things to come. We already had last year Don Lemon. Don Lululemon. What is the other? I don't remember what was his other nickname. But Joy Reid, you remember that she had a pay cut, like she had like $10 million and she was going down to $7 million. So I don't know if that was Rachel Maddox. I don't remember that. Somebody got a pay cut. But right now, she got out of a job. And if you're still wondering, who is Joy Reid? One, I congratulate you for not knowing who is she, but I'm pretty sure that you know, because it's like many content creators, YouTubers, and everything in every platform. You know, those days when we're gonna miss her. I am going to miss Joy Reid because in those days when news were a bit slow and things were, oh my God, what I'm gonna talk about. There was always the easiest way to just go and fetch some clip from Joy Reid, and that's it. You got a 15-minute section talking about her. In this case, well, it's a farewell, but well, Joy Reid has been fired. Turns out calling your political opponents racist and Nazis every night for an hour doesn't get viewers. And that's the thing. This is the kind of stuff that this is the sea change. This is the shift that we are seeing in all these shows. And we also know that The View is in trouble. And we will be talking about The View in just a minute. But you have to watch this clip because I think this is the most representative. I saw her. I thought that she was cosplaying as an Elvis impersonator. But no, she was not an Elvis impersonator. She was just talking about Nazis and stuff. And, well, this clip pretty much describes why she was fired in the first place.
We begin our final sprint, having arrived at that point in the election season where basically we on this side of the TV screen have said all we can. We've laid out the stakes in this crucial election where one side stands for freedom while the
one side stands for freedom. That side, she means Biden and Harris. The ones who let all those illegals inside the country, and then that is not that much freedom. You don't feel that much free in your country if you have to be looking constantly over your shoulder if someone is gonna mug or stab you or something. That is not actual freedom. No.
The other meets the textbook definition of fascism.
Textbook definition of fascism. And this is something that I need to address, which is very important. These people like Joy Reid and the rest of the libtards it's like we were talking about this in terms of gaslighting and manipulation. You know that they use the term gaslighting, but I want you to understand what the term implies. And I think that I have done quite a good job over many shows explaining the term. But these people have used the term fascism and Nazis and dictator and in such a way that they are diminishing the actual impact of actual fascist regimes. And that is unacceptable. As in nowadays anybody is a narcissist, or nowadays anybody has ADHD, or nowadays anybody could be depressed. It's like that joke I remember that joke from Wayne's World. Oh, it turns out I was just bored, but he thought that he had mononucleosis. So one thing that we need to address is how these people, just to score political points, or just to score clicks, they have tried to manipulate the public into believing that the MAGA cult are fascists, or, remember the very fine people hoax? Yeah, these people are guilty. All of them, from Joy Reid to Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, AOC, all of them worked constantly to perpetuate these hoaxes, this misinformation, these lies. And for that, well, they're getting the karma. They're getting karma is finally getting to them.
Namely, a far-right dictatorial regime like Hitler's Germany or Franco's Spain or Mussolini's Italy, but also white-ruled South Africa before Mandela and the black majority took control, or Vladimir Putin's Russia, Viktor Orban's Hungary, or Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela.
No. And by the way, that is I have the privilege to be able to call my fellow comrade Venezuelans who are retarded comparing Donald Trump to Hugo Chavez. And yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you are just plain retarded. We continue with our program.
Today, that suppresses the rights of women and minorities, uses the military to execute the whims of a strongman dictator.
Not gonna lie, this presentation is terrific. This the images, 3D stuff, the design is top notch. I have to recognize this. I have to recognize this is just top notch.
And controls and suppresses the press, education, the arts, rewrites history to suit a favored and dominant racial class.
A dominant racial class. All right. And now you I mean, I would never celebrate somebody getting losing their job. But in the case of Joy Reid, I will make an exception right now.
And foments extravagant corruption in order to enrich the dictator and his friends.
The dictator and his friends. So, oh my God, this is something. This is something that I think, again, just like Adam Schiff, we were talking about him earlier. These are people that thought they were invincible. These people believed that they were protected by the machine. You know, the actual machine, right? When they say rage against the machine, well, rage against the machine, they also feel protected by the machine. That is not counterculture. Like we became the counterculture. The common sense crusaders became the counterculture in this regard. But they thought that they were invincible. They actually thought that their lies would not be exposed in a massive scale. And one of the things I think that we all agree on is that one of the defining moments of this particular part of history is the fact that Elon Musk bought X. And you might have opinions about Elon Musk. You are free to express that in the comments as well. And you could say that there's no actual freedom of speech on X, because if you say such and such, and then you are throttled. Well, he says that there's freedom of speech, but not a freedom of reach. Whatever, it's his platform. But it is undeniable the fact that we could share the clips and compare here and there and push the truth of what's going on. I think that I use X for a lot for research and to find the truth of everything and to dig into the matter of everything. It was a big deal. One of the reasons why we are living this timeline. But this timeline has another thing that should be eradicated, and it's part of that misinformation, which is the view. And right now, we could say that, let's say, not even in the view makes sense, and they must be bleeding viewers by the thousands. If not tens of thousands, especially when, I don't know who, one of them, I don't remember their names. I'm sorry. I don't remember the names of this. I only know Whoopi Goldberg. And Sonny, but I never remember which one is Sonny. And all the times that they have to read this legal, disclaimer. Oh, I said this such and such last show, and it was not true. I just push a lie. That is not sitting well with anybody. That is not sitting well with producers. That is not sitting well with the audience. So we wouldn't be surprised that maybe the view is not going to disappear, because I'm sure that it's still massively popular. but they're going to get a memo from, the higher ups telling them, you know what, the anti-Trump rhetoric, maybe it's not working. And we say maybe it's because we have already run all the polls. And yes, you have to talk about something else or in a different way. Because, well, if Trump is in charge, if he's the president, it is, it should be material to be criticized, right? But you need something. You need something to criticize him. You're going to criticize that he is banning men from women's sports. How do you criticize that? And there are people, like I'm telling you, even Bill Maher is calling them out. They are still defending those stances, which is baffling by this point. Thanks the Vigilant Fox for this clip. The View collapses into total confusion. The latest can't agree if blind hiring helps DEI or hurts it. Blind hiring is like when you are going to hire a cellist, like a cello out there, a cellist for an orchestra, and you do some kind of rehearsal of all the ones who are aspiring for the position of cellist behind a wall, and you just listen to what they play. You don't know anything about that. You don't know if it's a man or a woman, or if it's white, black, yellow, pink, blue. The whole thing. No, right? That is blind hiring. Like when you have a resume and you don't see a picture or a name or age or anything. Okay, age is very important, by the way. So this is proof of what is going on in this kind of shows, and this is like the proof that you either change your editorial ways, because we already know that you are going to lose brain cells. Everybody knows that you're going to lose brain cells by watching this. But another thing is that the producers the ABC, they don't want to get into legal trouble, and they don't want to lose the audience, which is pretty much what The View, they are single-handedly doing that themselves.
So companies would hide under this idea of we're so progressive with not a lot of benefits, or not always benefits, to the people they claim to be helping. So some of the ways you change it, Sonny, you've been asking all day, what are the things?
What's the solution?
So she has solutions. She's saying focus on measurable results like pay equity, physical and psychological safety, holding network events, blind hiring.
The pay equity, well, when they keep saying that word. They keep saying that word, equity. I don't think it means what they think it means. Yeah, I did. You know that reference, right? You know that reference.
There are a lot of things that you can couch
blind hiring, that makes sense.
Right, but the point.
Blind hiring, all right, blind hiring, that makes sense. Like if you literally don't see any color or age or sex of the person that you're about to hire.
It's kind of merit-based. Isn't that the whole argument that DEI is against?
Well, she dug in because she studied. She's a consultant on DEI for companies for 10+ years, and what she's saying is, regardless
blind
of
hiring is the opposite of DEI.
Blind hiring is the opposite of DEI. That is perhaps, I think this is the most correct thing that I have ever heard in The View. And I'm not going to say my life, because I've been watching this slop like for 1 year. But yes, blind hiring is the opposite of DEI, because you're going to see a resume that has nothing on it, that doesn't describe anything. And you cannot like fill any, check boxes or any quotas if you don't know what the person looks like. Okay, so yes, effectively, this is perhaps the best thing that has come out of The View in some time.
No, that's not true.
No, that's not true. Yeah, that has to be, this is Sonny. Yeah, of course.
The results, just for anyone listening still, the results of this are saying that there were people there that needed help with the diversity, the equity, the inclusion, bringing people on. The pay disparity still exists. They aren't getting the jobs. So not every critic of DEI, which I am one of them, says that it can't do better.
DEI.
But not all the critics of what? What did you say? That was a word salad.
Not every critic of DEI, which I am one of them, says
not every critic of DEI right?
that it can't do better.
That it can't do better. Not every critic of DEI that it can't do better. Oh my God, you can do better. Speaking in a way that doesn't sound like Meghan Markle at the UN, please.
DEI programs make sure that the most qualified candidates.
What? No, you're not gonna say it. You're not gonna say it. You're about to say it. She's about to say it, right? She's about to say it.
Traditionally excluded from opportunity are given the chance to compete.
That's I had to listen to that.
Traditionally, programs make sure that the most qualified candidates.
DEI programs assure that the most qualified candidates.
Traditionally excluded from opportunity.
Why would be the most qualified candidates excluded from opportunities? It wasn't on purpose. And on purpose, we could say that quotas, right? You are male and white, you are automatically excluded.
Are given the chance to compete. So this notion somehow that blind hiring could work, I think that's something.
It take the
it's not
race
about
or identity out of it, and it would be purely based on what you put forward?
But it's not about merit, because the people that are in these DEI programs are already the best of the best.
The people that are it's not about merit. It's not about merit, because the people that are in these DEI programs are already the best of them. What did I just heard? What did I just hear? I don't get it. I really don't get it.
He's saying the companies end up doing tokenism rather than helping.
I mean,
by the way they approach
the number of
DEI.
times I've had people in corporate America be like, lean into the fact that you're an Arab American. I don't ever want somebody to be able to look at me and say, you were a DEI hire.
Yeah, see, that is the look. She's got the look, like the Roxette song. All right, so it's Insurrection Barbie says this. New York Post is reporting that the morale on the View is very low because the executive producer Brian Tita has told them to stop the insane anti-Trump rhetoric among ongoing layoffs occurring within ABC. Happy Friday. That was from last Friday. But again, yes, this is... I apologize. I lost like 10 brain cells trying to make sense of that. I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Anyway.